Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Gede Imo TV. I am Monire Rabila Lawal. Today, the 29th day in the month of July 2022. First are the major headlines for the world news. FG admits failure as opposition lawmakers insist on impeachments. Terrorist attacks, Nigerian army effects major shake-up, deploys GOCs, appoints new PSOs orders. APC senators will support Buhari's impeachment due to failure to end insecurity, Smart Adeyemi. Sheikh Gùnm condemns FG's position on BBC orders. Mogalu says Buhari may not hand over in 2023, gives reason. Forest Reserve Group urges Akeredolu to apologize to Owa of Idori. 91-year-old Emir of Daura ties the North with a 22-year-old bride month after marrying a 20-year-old girl. And foreign story, which we have today, UAE imposes visa ban on Nigerians. And another story again, gunmen Størm community near Lautech abduct 2. And finally, sport. Don't forget Oregon heroines Fashuba begs FG. Now the news and details. The federal government yesterday admitted that Nigerians are tired of the current security challenges facing the nation. Rising from its closed-door meeting, which lasted more than 5 hours, the National Security Council acknowledged the deteriorating insecurity across the country, fueling fears among the population and making citizens to turn towards seeking self-help. The National Security Advisor, NSA, Major General Babagana Monguno, retired, who stated these while speaking with newsmen after the meeting, chaired by the President, Muhammadu Buhari, at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. However, said government was currently working on new strategies to curtail the worsening insecurity in the country. According to him, the Security Council has agreed on new strategies to curtail the menace, assuring that there will be a renewed momentum against terrorism. Despite government assurance, the National Assembly yesterday moved closer to actualizing its threats to impeach President Buhari as members of the minority caucus in the House of Representatives expressed willingness to support the Senate in effecting the removal of the president. Rising from a joint meeting with the opposition senators, leader of the People's Democratic Party PDP caucus in the House, Undudi Elumelu, said the presidency would be served the impeachment notice as soon as the 6 weeks ultimatum is over. Elumelu said his colleagues in the House would not have problems in teaming up with the Senate to effect Buhari's removal. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, has approved the posting and appointment of some top officers to command, instructional and staff positions across formations and units amid the recent attacks by terrorists across the country. The appointments were announced in a statement issued by the Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, on Thursday in Abuja. Nwachukwu said the new postings and appointments were made in effort to reposition the Army for operational efficiency. According to him, those affected in the redeployment include some principal staff officers of the Army headquarters, general officers commanding corps commanders, commanders of training institutions, brigade commanders, and commanding officers, amongst others. He said the general officer commanding GOC 81 Division, Major General Umaru Musa, had been redeployed to 82 as a new GOC, while Major General Tawhid Lagwaja moves from 82 Division to 1 division as a new GOC. The Army spokesman said that Major General O.C. Ajua had been moved from Nigeria Defense Section in Brasilia into Headquarters 81 Division as GOC, while the Commandant Depot Nigerian Army Major General Aminu Chinade had been moved to 2 divisions as GOC. Still on impeachments, rocking the nation concerning the president's attitude. The senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Smart Adeyemi, has disclosed that several lawmakers, including those of the All Progressive Congress (APC), are in support of the impeachment of President Muhammadu Buhari over his failure to deal with the country's multifaceted security issues. Mr. Adeyemi, an APC lawmaker, said the decision to impeach Mr. Buhari was reached collectively with only about 4 APC senators leaving reservations. It's a collective decision. I can tell you that maybe about 4 senators have reservations, Mr. Adeyemi said. When asked about the performance of Buhari regime on security, he simply responded, I think you are a Nigerian. A joint minority caucus of the National Assembly has also issued a 6-week ultimatum to Mr. Buhari, tasking him to definitely tackle insecurity or face impeachment on grounds of incompetence and all-round ineptitude. The lawmakers also cited the downward spiral of Naira at the exchange market, closure of universities, and aviation crisis as some of the consequences of Mr. Buhari's ineptitude.
I think it would be wrong to say the opposition. It was a collective decision to give ultimatum. It was not the opposition. It was a collective decision of the Senate. Where the difference between what the opposition are eventually saying from what we said was that they wanted the senators to come to a conclusion that we are serving impeachment notice to Mr. President. But it's all about semantics. When we say we are giving you 6 weeks, you say no. Say you are giving him, you are serving, you are giving notice of impeachment. If we said we give you 6 weeks, what is the implication of that? After 6 weeks, what happens? Notice. You come and sit down and start discussing. I didn't say that, but we decided we say that again. After 6 weeks, have we made progress? But the opposition said no, it must be impeachment. We said, give notice, ultimatum. So what we gave was an ultimatum. Look, we expect this to change after 6 weeks. So, but nobody asked. Okay, after 6 weeks, what happened? We say wait till after 6 weeks first. So they said no. So I don't think much different with what they are saying. Okay, that's my position, and not all of them who sat down there was against either ultimatum or impeachment. So, you see, there comes a time when you don't look at issues from politics, from the sentiment of politics. So there comes a time that you look at issues dispassionately. In politics, you don't have to look at issues everything from stupid politics. No, the nation comes first. That's why we're.
A renowned scholar in Islamic jurisprudence, Sheikh Dr. Ahmed Gùnm, who has visited virtually all the enclaves of bandits in the northwest, met top bandit commanders in search of peace and lasting security, has condemned the position of the federal government regarding media reporting and coverage of the lingering insecurity in the country. Sheikh Gùnm specifically reacted to the position of the government regarding an investigative documentary by the BBC Africa Eye that exposes so much about the politics of insecurity, genesis of the crisis, and how bandits and terrorists virtually took control of several communities across the northwest during his weekly lectures on Thursday nights. He commended local and international media organizations like the BBC, Daily Trust, Desert Herald, etc. for coming out bold to report about the magnitude of the insecurity, government's wrong approach in tackling the crisis, and how it has become a lucrative business for the criminals and few in position of power and authority. Gùnm said FG's attempt in trying to find a scapegoat to justify its glaring failure after wasting over $16 billion in the last 7 years without any commensurate results on security and effort to blackmail certain media organizations for their patriotism in reporting the crisis is unfortunate and should be resisted by all responsible media organizations. He also condemned threat to sanction the BBC and Daily Trust. He said the BBC Africa Eye documentary reflects the actual happenings in Zamfara State and that it was done professionally with the highest ethical standard that seeks solution against consistent attack on vulnerable communities, and wondered why government would not use such independent discovery to squarely address the crisis. Gùnm said the opinion of some media executives regarding the BBC report and the claim that the BBC and others like Daily Trust giving undue publicity to the bandits and their activities of promoting terrorism is unfortunate, myopic and mischievous. Gùnm condemned the federal government's comments. Kingsley Moghalu, a presidential aspirant in respect of the 2023 election, on Friday said President Muhammadu Buhari may not hand over to his successor next year if this potential combination of security and economic meltdown continues. Politics Nigeria report that Moghalu, who lamented that terrorists are fast rising in power, warned that a time may come when there will be hand-to-hand combat between the terrorists and citizens defending themselves. According to the former Central Bank of Nigeria Deputy Governor, Nigeria may go into extinction by 2023. Still on the attack that happened in Owo, a social club, Club 66, has urged the Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu to immediately apologize to the Owa of Odori Kingdom, Oba Frederick Adekunle Aroloye, for allegedly denigrating the traditional ruler following a peaceful protest by Idori community against the alleged plan to take over the forest reserve in the area by some companies. The club, in a statement by its president, Dr. Anthony Omolola, urged the governor to apologize for the alleged ineffective words reported to have been used on the revered traditional ruler. According to him, the reports of the governor's insults and threats against the 96-year-old monarch during a phone conversation over the issue of Idori Forest Reserve, forcefully annexed and allegedly sold to some companies and people by the state government, were an affront to all peace-loving people of the community. Dr. Omolola said the governor, as a Yoruba son, ought to have been modest and diplomatic while talking to elders and traditional rulers who are the custodian of the people's culture, heritage, and values. Apart from that story, we go straight to another one from Daura in Katsina State. The 91-year-old emir of the Daura Emirate in Katsina State, Alhaji Faruk Umar Faruk, has married a 22-year-old lady, Aisha Yahuza Gona. The wedding took place in Katsina State's Safana town, according to a source. The source speaking to Daily Trust also revealed that the emir and Aisha had just dated briefly for a week before the both tied the knot in a low-key ceremony. They recall that in December 2021, the emir had wedded Aisha Iro Mekano, a 20-year-old girl, as tradition pleases. From that story, we'll go straight to another attacking story, which comes with abduction of two. Gunmen suspected to be kidnappers have invaded Aba, a community near the Lautech Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, and abducted two persons. Correspondents gathered that the gunmen stormed the community, which is located in the Surulere local government area of Oyo State, on Thursday night and whisked away their victims, a hotelier and his worker. Some Lautech workers as well as students are said to be living in the community, which is located off the Ogbomoso-Ilori Expressway. A resident of the community who spoke on condition of anonymity told correspondent that the hotelier, his worker, and one other person were kidnapped by the gunmen he claimed are Fulani hoodlums. From that story, we will go to the foreign story for the world news. The United Arab Emirates has reportedly suspended the issuance of visas to Nigerians following court clashes between rival groups Eye and Aye erupted in Sharjah. Multiple travel agencies and residents in Dubai have confirmed the development according to reports. One resident stated that a 10 p.m. curfew had been imposed for all male Africans living in the region. No official statement yet from the Emirati government, and the UAE embassy in Abuja could not be reached to comment on the issue as at the time of filing this report. Last week, a viral video made the rounds on social media. In it, a group of men with machetes were yelling in an apartment parking lot, chasing one another and damaging public properties. In a statement dated July 21st, the police said the suspects are of African origin and warned residents against engaging in violence. The Dubai police has arrested a group of people who were engaged in a heated argument in their residence at late hours. The group of African people appeared in a viral video on social media platforms while fighting in a public place and damaging properties, the statement read. The police also said a criminal case has been registered against the suspect and they will be referred to the public prosecution for further action. And finally, sports. Former African 100-meter record holder and retired Nigerian sprinter Olusoji Fasuba has called on the federal government to immortalize athletic duo Toby Amushon and Eze Brume after making the country proud at the just concluded World Athletic Championship in Eugene, Oregon, United States of America, the Punch reports. Amushon broke the 100-meter hurdles world record in the semi-finals with an astonishing 12.12 seconds and followed up with a 2.5 wind-assisted 12.06 seconds in the final to claim the gold in the women's 100-meter hurdles event, while also becoming the world record holder in the category. Before then, she had run 12.40 seconds in the heat to set a new African record. Her achievement in the early hour of Monday means Amushon is Nigeria's first ever world champion in athletics. On her own path, Brume finished in the podium in the long jump with a leap of 7.02 meters to claim silver medal, finishing behind German Olympic champion Malaika Mihambo, who continued her dominance in the women's long jump by soaring to a second successive world championship gold with a final leap of 7.12 meters. For a country with a reputation of abandoning some of its brightest talent, Fasuba pleaded with the Nigerian authorities not to forget the two heroines. That concludes the world news from BGI TV. But before we go, some major headlines. FG admits failure as opposition lawmakers insist on impeachments. Terrorist attack. Nigeria Army effects major shake-up. Deploys GOCs, appoints new PSOs. Orders. APC senators will support Buhari's impeachment due to failure to end insecurity. Smart Adeyemi. And finally, on sports. Don't forget Oregon heroes. Fasuba begs FG. For more updates on our YouTube channel, the handle is Baba Bagide Imo TV. Kindly subscribe. Click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagide Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagide Imo _22. For other placements of goods and services, coverage of events and function, please dial the phone number streaming on the screen. I am Morire Prebila Lawan. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just into BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.